And good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to UndercoverET. Hope you're doing really well, guys. Just out on a morning stroll, stretching the old back. I'm about 80-20 in a positive way on my back, so that's good. But unfortunately, I know I've got nerve damage in both my legs because I'm walking like I've got two left feet, guys. It is what it is, but I'm going to battle through and just take it easy, and hopefully a bit of movement every day and I'll be back on track. So yeah, lost the momentum in my back, got that back, and now I've lost the momentum in my feet. I swear something's stopping me from doing what I meant to be doing. But maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I meant to be doing, right? Is doing a video from here, guys. There is a reason why I'm doing this video as well, other than the fact that I wanted to do something a little bit different, give you a better scenery. I thought I saw something this morning, and I couldn't tell you. It's one of those things, right? So I was lifting my mate to work. I looked out the window, up at the sky as you do, and I thought I saw something large and dark going into the cloud and disappearing into the cloud, right? And then that was it. I was driving like that, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And and it made me smile, and it made me remember my dad, because my dad used to do that all the time, and it scared the hell out of me and my family. When you've got a small family and one driver in the family, it was every day, okay? And no joke, no word of a lie, my dad, he would eat a packet of crisps, roll a cigarette, and look out the window whilst driving, and it would petrify all of us. And there was one or two occasions where accidents happened, and not necessarily his own fault, but looking where he was going would have helped, you know? Give you an example, me, my mum, my brother was going to the airport. My dad was taking us, right? So the whole family's in the car. He's just bought this massive Proton. It's only like 3 or 4 weeks old. Biggest car he's ever owned. This was back in 98, I guess, 97 maybe. And he hits a stationary broken down 4x4 at 70 miles an hour on the M4 going to Heathrow Airport, right? So what happened was the guy in the 4x4 broke down. He didn't have his hazards on. He was actually on the phone to his brother in the car trying to get help. And my dad, for a split moment, traffic all round him, doing 70 on the motorway, so the legal speed limit, was just in that moment looking up at the sky and not looking at the car in front of him. And at a distance, that car, it looks like it's moving, right? But if you don't keep your eyes on the road for a split moment when something like that's happened, it can go very, very wrong. And that new Proton of his turned into a box with all 4 of us inside it. And you know what? We all walked out of there without a scratch. And someone, a good Samaritan, pulled over and grabbed me and my mum and took us to the airport, and we went off to the Philippines for 2 weeks. Left me and my poor brother there to pick up the pieces, right? But ultimately, my mum completely cheated death because the impact of the vehicle was on her side, the passenger side. The car was completely caved in, and she escaped with a bit of whiplash. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you because that was the kind of impact UFOs actually had on my family, and I didn't even realise, right? But when my dad passed away back in 2024, January 2024, he admitted to me just before he passed that he saw a tic-tac looking UAP UFO where he grew up in Ascot back in the 50s. And he wouldn't talk about it because everyone would think he was nuts. But it always made him look up. And when he said that, I was like, that's why we were scared every time we got in the car with you. Like, that's why we had the odd accident, right? Because you literally wanted to see what was in the skies because you had a sighting, right? Sorry for the shaking, guys. I'm just trying to hold this and stay upright. So that happened, and it doesn't stop there, guys. So before my dad actually had a heart attack, in December 2023, my auntie in Philadelphia calls my mum in Wiltshire, UK, and says, "What's happened to Bob, my dad?" And she was adamant that my dad had something happen, or something was going to happen, okay? And quite simply, my mum was just outright said, "No, that's not the case. He's mowing the lawn. He's absolutely fine. You're dreaming." Well, later that evening, or that morning, early hours, he had a heart attack. And he did die on the way to the hospital. And in true warrior fashion, my dad didn't wake my mum. He just casually went downstairs having a heart attack, called up the paramedics, and waited patiently by the front door for them to come, whilst having a heart attack. And the only reason my mum woke up and realised something was going on is because she heard the paramedics coming in to the house. So anyway, that happened. My auntie was adamant something was going to happen to my dad. He had a heart attack. I got told about all of this after he passed. Okay, so he passed away. Obviously I was upset. But then my mum turns around and says, you know, my auntie in Philadelphia called her and was adamant something had happened to my dad, or something was going to. And so in a very short space of time, I lost my dad. I found out that the reason we were frightened to get in the car with him all our lives was because of UFOs. And I also found out that my auntie can somehow see what's going to happen to us, or at least to my dad, because it happened, right? And so I started, what would you guys do if you're in my position? I know it's hard to take in, but if your auntie's just called out that something's going to happen to your family member, and it does, and if you just found out that the reason why you were scared to get into the car with your dad is because of UFOs, what would you guys do? So I started researching NDEs, researching UFOs. I already was. I mean, at that point I was in sales for 20 years as a salesperson. Had a job, comfortable. I knew and believed in UFOs. I was watching Casper Site, Cosmic Road every day, Custodian File, Chaos Moogle, News Nation. I was keeping up to date, but I just wasn't a content creator, you know? And then I met Karen Rickson Thomas online, and she shared her information with me. She shared her life story, and I could not help but take her half seriously because of what just happened to me, you know? So it led me down the road of UFOs. She started showing me pictures which they were UFOs, and I said to her, look, they are UAP in your garden. And she went, really? I said, yeah, they are. You know? So it led me to this point where I've created the channel. She told me create the channel, and I did. And then she said she's going to capture me UFOs and I'm going to be there for one of them, and I was, and she did. And you know, it's a mad thing. So I guess the purpose of my video, guys, and that's just the short story of my story, right? I've said it in the past, but the purpose of my video is quite simple. I want you guys to understand why I am like I am. A lot of content creators out there probably look at me and go, this guy's a fucking idiot. You know, he's so outspoken to the point no one likes him, no one wants to work with him. Yeah, I guess I am outspoken. I guess I am to the point. I guess I am abrupt. I guess I don't hold back my words too well. But now maybe you understand why. Because this topic, I've only learnt this recently, but this topic has affected my whole family for years, for our entire life. And when something like that happens to you, you just want the answers. Guys, you just want the answers. You don't want all the bullshit. You don't want all the crap being shown. You don't want all the people being led astray, because it's personal to me, you know? And I'm sure people can relate to this. But I lost my best friend, one of my best friends, out in Afghanistan, Daniel Hume. And we grew up together. We joined the army together, did work experience at least. And we were all asked whether we wanted to join. And my dad said to me, do not join, because you will not be fighting for your country. And it really sunk in, you know, and I said, fine, you know, I won't. But my friend Dan, Matt Atkins and a few others, Claire Sutton, quite a few other of my friends went to the army. And Dan, he went to a war that just didn't need to happen. There were no weapons of mass destruction. It was false intel, you know? And he stood on a landmine and blew up over it. They could only identify his body because of the tattoo on his skin. And I found out because his name was plastered all over the news. I guess what I'm saying is, it's affected me more than my whole family, I guess, right? Difficult, this one. Sorry guys. Don't matter how tough you think you are, when you lose people you love, it's tough. The point I'm making is the way I am towards people that just show bullshit, and the way I am towards the truth of the matter is because of the reasons I've just given you. UAP, we don't know what they are, and we don't really know what it all means. But I can tell you, not knowing is doing more damage to society than knowing at this point, okay? People are dying for no reason. People are leaving secrets they shouldn't be left. Stories should be told that should be investigated. And we should know what exists. We should have the right to know what exists without fear of any ridicule, you know? And so when other content creators are putting stuff out there which is feeding the ridicule and feeding the AI believers, because that's what they're showing as fake shit, it's so damaging to the topic. And that's why I am like I am. It's not that I'm a natural arsehole, okay? I'm just good at being an arsehole when it's needed. And I feel like in this topic, it's needed, guys. I feel like someone needs to step up and grab it by the balls and say, you know what? We need to see it as for what it is, and we need to stop all the lies. There's stuff out there, guys, that could change everything, I'm sure. Technology alone, okay, could change everything for the better. And we just need to. We just need to get there and do it. By the way, that's what I'm looking at, guys. So yeah, maybe I should have done the video from this way around. Look, sorry for an emotional video. I wasn't expecting to bawl my eyes out there, but talking about my old man's one thing, but bringing in someone that I grew up with as well, it's a bit overwhelming. Yeah, look, people are led astray for different reasons, influenced to do things that they wouldn't normally do, and it's got to stop. And the UAP topic is right in the centre of all that. So I'll leave it there. Hope you all understand what I'm saying and the reasons why I did this video. I hope you all understand my point that I'm trying to make. And I'm sorry if I got any of you tearful. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, guys, record the skies. That's what it means to me. and yeah, hopefully we can get past this, and people can start driving on the road without looking up at the sky, right? So thanks so much guys, take care, all the best, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.